Bears have been done a lot in animation. I mean, if you think about bears and mice, they've been done like more than anything. In that way, I was like, oh man, how are you gonna do something different?
We wanted to make sure that you could buy that this is a real bear and it can actually do real harm to you if it chose to.
They are very realistic. These are not, I want your picnic basket bears.
So the bear research has been far-reaching. We've dived deep. We've gone to the zoo and looked at lots of different types of bears: polar bears, grizzly bears, Kodiak bears.
When Eleanor turns into a bear, we call her Mum Bear.
She's a real bear. Like she's not gonna talk. She's not gonna have cartoony eyes.
She just turned into this fresh, perfect bear. So Mum Bear has these almost impossibly perfect bear features.
The character design kind of reflects this elegance that is Eleanor.
The challenge with Mum Bear specifically is that she was this massive bear, but she had to be sleek.
You want the sense that there are muscle masses moving and flexing underneath the skin, even though the skin may be loose, but you still want to feel that the fat is sort of sliding around.
She almost looks like a mink. There's not a lot of stray hairs on her, and she just looks very luxurious.
She's still gonna try to behave like Mom. She's gonna walk on 2 legs, and she's gonna try to hold up her skirt with this fur, and she's what she does habitually, and have this dignity, but it's gonna be kind of ridiculous in this bear body.
Once the spell takes over, she goes from a human in a bear suit with the bear anatomy to an actual bear.
One of our rules that we would try to do is anytime that Mom was conscious as Mom would be standing, and once she became more bear-like, she would actually be on the ground on all fours.
We have the head hanging much lower when she's an actual bear. And then when she's Eleanor on all fours, we raise it to almost neutral, maybe even slightly higher at times.
To sell that Eleanor is inside of this character, the eyes were the window into her soul.
We retained like the color of Eleanor's eyes in the bear.
We get to play with when they become human or when they become bear-like.
By changing the posing of the eyes, changing the scale of the iris and pupil, it goes from Eleanor as a bear to a bear.
The relationship with Merida and the bear is, so dependent on her ability to express her emotion on her face.
Sorry, I don't speak bear.
And so what I tried to do is create a groom, especially around the eyebrows, that would help pick the specular response up so that you could see when those eyebrows moved.
The amount of brow shapes that we're using when she's an actual bear is a lot more limited. We're still using it and pushing it for expression, but it's mostly like anger and then relaxed.
Mum, not now. Please, not now.
We realize that this effect, if it's not reversed, is going to go on forever, and Mom will end up the same way Mor'du did.
If we don't hurry, you'll become like Mor'du, a real bear, forever. Mor'du.
We had a character called the Great Black, and he was this huge bear. But when we went to Scotland, we were finding out Gaelic words, what they meant. So Mor'du literally means great black.
Mark wanted a really, really scary bear.
This is not a bear, right? It's a monster. A mutant, troll, bear, werewolf, giant hybrid, if they all had baby together.
He has the bear body, but his shape, like the wide shoulders and the small hips, are not really bear-like.
He's tighter, he's more taut, tense, his muscle, there's less body fat.
Mor'du is what you can become if you were wholly selfish and cared for no one else.
He's got no energy, but he's a killing machine. So I just want to be able to get those teeth out and see that jaw hanging. It'd be awesome.
He's been around for like centuries, perhaps. No one knows. So we put spears in his back.
He's just this dark soul that's kind of buried inside this bear shape.
I don't think it's Lopi like a bear. We got to treat it like the alien, predator. It has a form of corrupted intelligence. It's like gone past what it's actually turned into. I mean, it's a cursed thing.
He had been attacked earlier in his life, and his hair had been burned away. It's very scarred. So I had to design the hair to work around those areas that were hairless and kind of make the direction reflect the brutality that had become him. He's so mangy and dirty, and even though he's very ferocious and the villain, I always just really felt sorry for Mor'du.
We wanted to have something that felt very threatening. Their claws are very long. Their anatomy is very real. But they are not cartoony bears that you would like to encounter.